Have a 6-inch cake recipe but want to make a bigger cake? Or maybe a smaller cake? Or a sheet cake? Or some cupcakes? In this tutorial, I'm breaking down cake recipe conversions in a super simple way. Whether you're scaling up, down, or sideways, sheet cakes, tall cakes, cupcakes, I'll show you exactly how to adjust cake sizes, tweak your baking times, and figure out how much buttercream you need too. Let's start with the basics using my perfect chocolate cake recipe. Say you've got a recipe for a 3-layer, 6-inch cake. You can use that same recipe to make an 8-inch cake with 3 shorter layers, 18 cupcakes, a 9 by 13-inch sheet cake or rectangular cake, or even 3 tall 4-inch mini cakes. If your recipe is for a shorter 2-layer 6-inch cake, you can make an 8-inch cake with 2 shorter layers, 12 cupcakes, a very thin 9 by 13-inch sheet cake, which you can cut into 2 identical numbers to make a number cake, or 2 tall 4-inch mini cakes. And if you've got an 8-inch cake recipe, that can be used to make a tall 6-inch cake with 4 layers, a shorter 10-inch cake, about 24 cupcakes, or a 2-layer sheet cake. The trick is understanding the volume of each pan, but without boring you with those equations, I'll pop a quick chart up on the screen for a visual. Notice that if you want to make your recipe bigger, you can multiply all of the ingredients by these numbers here. Or if you want to make a recipe smaller, divide by these numbers here. This chart is on britishgirlbakes.com under Tutorials and Cake Recipe Conversions, or use the search bar up here and type Recipe Conversions, or Google British Girl Bakes Recipe Conversions. When you change the cake size, you'll need to adjust baking time and also temperature. For baking time, the rule is simple. If your cake is shallower, bake it for a shorter time. If it's deeper or taller, bake it for longer, but you'll need to lower the temperature for deeper or taller cakes by 10 degrees Celsius or 15 degrees Fahrenheit. I start checking cupcakes at 16 minutes, small or shallow cakes at 20 minutes, and wide or tall or deep cakes at 30 minutes. If you leave a fingerprint like this, it's not ready. Look for springiness when you gently press the top. And look for edges that are pulling slightly away from the sides of the pan. Now let's talk about buttercream. Running out of buttercream halfway through decorating is actual heartbreak. I use 1 batch of my 4-minute buttercream, which makes 6 cups of buttercream or 1.5 kilograms, to fill and frost an 8-inch cake. That's 5 sticks of butter, or 2.5 cups, or 568 grams. You can use this to frost 24 to 36 cupcakes, depending on how tall your swirl is. For a 6-inch cake, you'll need to scale down to 3 sticks of butter, or 1.5 cups, or 340 grams. For a 4-inch cake, you'll need 1.5 sticks of butter, or 3/4 of a cup, or 170 grams. For a sheet cake made with 2 layers of cake, so you'll need filling and frosting, use the full batch of buttercream. So, whether you're making a recipe bigger for a big celebration cake or smaller to avoid waste, or using your favorite cake recipe to make cupcakes instead, I hope this gave you the knowledge and confidence to experiment. Let me know in the comments what cake size you're converting next. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and visit britishgirlbakes.com for the cake recipe conversion chart and more free tutorials and recipes, and my cake school where you'll learn hundreds of cake decorating techniques and designs with my online courses and memberships. See you there!